about to serve you sneeze over that burger that moments ago looked so delicious. Although instances like the example I just mentioned unfortunately happen, I'm here to present information on how restaurants sincerely do try to keep your food safe for the eating. I'm able to present this information to you today because I have been a member of the fast food industry for 2.5 years. I've recently become ServSafe certified and have studied through various sources how to keep food safe. I want to inform you all on how restaurants work to ensure that food is served to the public safe. When eating in a place outside of the home, it's important to understand the risks of eating food outside of the home, the health inspection grade displayed in a restaurant, and how restaurants are trained to ensure that your food is safe. There are various risks to eating food outside of the home. One risk of eating food outside of the home is foodborne illness. According to the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, there are more than 250 known foodborne diseases. They can be caused by bacteria, viruses, parasites, and people are at higher risk to contract foodborne illnesses if they are young children, if they have a weakened immune system, or if they're elderly. To protect from foodborne illnesses, restaurants follow various procedures. All food in the stores must have an expiration date. Food must be held at certain temperatures to ensure that bacteria doesn't grow. Also, most cooked food may be held only for a certain amount of time. The next risk of eating food outside of the home is the danger of having an allergic reaction. Fortunately, in most restaurants, there are systems to ensure that foods that are likely allergens are treated with care and separate from other foods. For example, in McDonald's, when we cook mushrooms, we always put them in a specific container and use a specific utensil to place them on our Amy's Mushroom and Swiss burger. For all of the risks, there are systems in place to ensure that the food is safe. The health inspection grade in the restaurant is given to ensure the restaurant is doing everything in its power to keep its customers safe. An A on health inspection, according to the Mississippi State Department of Health, means that the facility inspection found no critical violations. And critical violations is defined as the state food code where there's most likely to lead to food contamination, illness, or other risks. A B, according to the DOH, means that critical violations were found but were corrected under the supervision of the inspecting environmentalist. A C means that critical violations were found, but some or all were not corrected during the inspection. When this happens, the facility is re-inspected, and the violations are expected to be corrected within 10 days. The re-inspection date is posted on the grader report. If violations aren't corrected in time, the health department will begin a process to shut the business down and take away their permit. A grade of a C is also given if critical violations from the last inspection were not corrected. Restaurant workers maintain or are trained to ensure proper food handling and safety. In order to keep food safe, most workers wear gloves and hats, and this keeps the food free from physical and bacterial contamination. Workers are also trained on how to sanitize work areas. A final key to food safety is proper hand washing. Restaurants must train employees and stress the importance of proper hand washing to prevent the transfer of disease. And that's why you'll see in a restaurant that they have on most sinks or in most restrooms that you must wash your hands before you go back to the workplace. The purpose of my speech was to inform you that the food industry does have a system implemented to keep your food safe. Hopefully you now understand the risk of eating out, how the health department grades restaurants, and how workers are trained to ensure that your food is safe. As a ServSafe certified worker in the food service operation, I can assure you that all food safety is at the forefront of most restaurants' attention. Now that you know your delicious burger is actually safe to eat, I hope you'll go enjoy a restaurant in the near future with the assurance that the food is safe. According to Matt Gowan in his article, What's Not on the Menu, Americans consume 54 billion meals a year at fast food and table service restaurants. This means that on average they eat a meal outside the home about every other day. With this many meals eaten outside the home every day, it's important that we have faith in our system to ensure that food is safe. Thank you.